Hey guys, it's your boy Xantos here, bringing you episode 4, I believe. Yeah, episode 4 of my FIFA 15 Hull City Manager mode. Now, this episode, I want to cover one thing quickly. Someone in the comments on the last video, who goes by the name of David James, he ended up saying to me to sell Aluko instead of Yelovich. So I figured I'm going to take a look at it, and I'm going to put him on the transfer list, but I'm also going to put Yelovich on the transfer list just to see the sort of offers I get. And he also said to me that I should bring in a player called Ahmed Musa. So I told him I'd have a look at that for him and for you guys, because I can only do what I get asked. Or I can only, like, check out what I get asked. So, if someone ends up asking me to check a player out, or to sell a player, then, sure, I'm not doing this for myself, I'm doing this for you guys. So, of course, I'm more than happy to, change some players around to keep it fresh and hopefully entertaining for you guys. This guy has a medium work rate, so instead I'm going to drop Livermore back this game. I'm then going to put in... Should I put in Quinn? Yeah, screw it, I'm putting in Quinn. I'll put in Quinn for this episode, or this game. I'm also going to put in Robertson and Chester, maybe. Maybe Chester? Yeah, screw it, I'll put in Chester. And I'm going to put in McGregor. Up front, you know what, I'm gonna try to use Aluko instead of Yelovich to see how I actually use him, see if I can use him at all, before I end up deciding straight up gonna sell him. So yeah, that's gonna be this is the lineup for this game, and due to the time, let's just get straight into this, dive straight into this. Still legendary, still on 4-minute halves, and that's it. So yeah, let's get straight into this game against Granada and see if we can pull out our first win of the preseason. One down. Damn, they started a left-footed player up there, but yeah, here we go. See if we can try anything with Aluko. Nope. Already I'm starting to see why I might sell him. I mainly sell players due to age, because of stats beginning to drop and things. I also get rid of players due to stats. I drop players and sell players due to high wages on a low wage team. Players due to transfer value and market value and stuff. That's just basically the way I do things. If I feel like there's a better player out there that I can get, or that I can get a good price for a certain player, then I'm gonna have a look at it and see what I can do. Now, fun idea I thought, screw it, you know what, because last episode I went on talking about Newcastle for pretty much half or a quarter of the episode. I figured, screw it, you know what, I'm gonna start a thing where every match I actually play, I'm gonna talk about a different Premier League team, because from what I've seen, there are a lot of things that could be spoken about with Premier League teams and stuff. Maybe in Season 2, I'll move on to a different league and start talking about the teams in that division. But for now, I'm going to go through the Premier League teams, and one team per episode, I'm going to start talking about them. So yeah, let's start alphabetically. Arsenal next. Arsenal has a pretty decent team. They've not performed brilliantly so far this season with the players that they've got. A few of the problems have mainly been down to injuries and things like that. So it's not really something they can properly control and that they can stop, but it's just an unfortunate occurrence, because I think they could be a proper hard hitter in the league if they didn't have so many injuries all the freaking time. Yeah, and another thing, is it just me, or I mean, this has been going on a long conversation that everyone always has, is Arsene Wenger stingy? Is he just, because he doesn't spend much money. The last transfer window, I think, was the most money he's spent in a long time. And also he brings in players that are deemed to be good, and I don't know if it's just the team setup or anything like that, but they just seem to flop, because Mesut Ozil was a great player at Real Madrid, really was. He went to Arsenal. He's been like a pendulum. He's had pretty decent matches. He's also had pretty poor matches, but that's not for me to decide. That's for you guys to decide, and hopefully I can get some good conversations with you going in the comments down below. Also, Danny Welbeck, was that a good buy for Arsenal? So far, I think it might have been. Yeah, it could have been a pretty decent buy. Good young English talent, damn it, they've scored there, but yeah, good young English talent that I think, personally, he's one of my, I know I say this every episode, but I just love football, and there's so many players that I like, and Welbeck, I've got to say, one of my favorites. I was actually hoping that he'd go to Chelsea instead, because we were in search of a striker at the time, but we instead got Costa, and that's cool with me. He's been playing brilliantly for us, but yeah. And also another thing I've been hearing a lot about is that apparently Arsenal, or Arsene Wenger to be precise, I mean, whatever you want to say, he's apparently been looking already about when he retires. He's been thinking of who's going to take over the management of the club, talking about it with the Arsenal board. He's been looking at different managers that he wants to take over from him, and apparently Clemens could be one of them. The ones, I think it was Clements or Paul, I don't know his first name, but it was Clements, the Real Madrid number 2, I believe. Snodgrass on the ball here. See if we can get this going. Oh, come on, you can't do that. We were on a run there. Yeah. So Clements is apparently one of the players they're lining up to potentially maybe like bring in and manage Arsenal when Arsene Wenger's gone. Another thing about Arsenal, I know I've gone into this quite a bit, but yeah, another thing about Arsenal, they've been kind of underperforming in the Champions League. It's something I'm going to be talking about probably with multiple teams, but yeah, a couple of teams have been somewhat underperforming in the Champions League, and I'm actually really surprised that they've done it with the quality they have at their disposal and the manager they've got. Because I've got to say, fair play, Arsene Wenger is one of the best managers in Premier League football and in the history of the league, but yeah, they've not done particularly well. Last night they ended up going out there, they were, I think, maybe 3-1 or 3-2, I don't know the exact scoreline, but they had 3 goals and they were beating Anderlecht, and then at the end of the match it was Anderlecht 3, Arsenal 3. So they pretty much threw away a win. So yeah, it's a bit upsetting kind of if you're a proper football fan, because you're like, they should be doing better, and it would be more entertaining for everyone who just enjoys football as a sport if they did better. So yeah, now Walcott is another player that's come back. What are you guys for Walcott? Because he is a really good player. He is one of the best English players. Not one of my favorites, but he's one of the best English players in the game, and he could go down as being one of England's best ever players if he goes on to perform like we all know he can. He's been out injured after that injury against Tottenham, was it? I think they were in an FA Cup match or something against Tottenham Hotspurs, and he came out with an injury. So, I don't know. He's been out for a long time. He missed the World Cup, and now he's back. Do you guys think he's going to still be the same Walcott he's always been? or do you think that he's potentially going to be a little bit lackluster, let's just say? I think that's the best word for it. Do you think he might have lost it slightly from all the time he's had out? And if you do think he's lost it potentially, how long do you think it's going to take him to get properly back to the form that we know he can play at, or play in? Now we got a free kick here. The game's almost over, and I think I've pretty much talked about the majority of the stuff that I can talk about when it comes to Arsenal. So yeah, if you guys have any requests for the team I talk about next game, then please, it's got to be one of the Premier League teams and it can't be Newcastle or Arsenal, because I've already talked about them. That was a pretty poor free kick. Yeah, it can't be them because I've already spoken about them. There are a lot of teams that have a couple of interesting talking points in the league this season. Teams like Southampton, teams like Manchester City, teams like West Ham, Liverpool, not just in the league but in the Champions League. There's Manchester United. There's all sorts of teams. Pretty much most teams, if not every team, has a talking point about them, or a couple of talking points that I can bring up. So yeah, the match is almost over. The recording limit is coming up soon. So yeah, yeah, you know what? I'll start this now. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and damn, so close there, apparently offside though, and my Twitch. I try to do daily live streams with NBA 2K14, but sometimes I can either get busy or forget, or just overall not feel in the mood for it for some reason, which is strange because it's like it's one of those games you've really got to be in the mood for. And especially when people will turn up, and I've been having Twitch live stream problems. The Minecraft series, I know that was meant to be coming out today instead of this FIFA video, but it's one of those things. I've not yet got Minecraft for the PS4. I've not got my computer yet due to the fact my sister's got a couple she's looking at. She's just waiting for a little bit of advice on them from some proper, like, technical people. So yeah, all in all, I'll probably get, as soon as I get Minecraft on the PS4 or I get it on the computer, I promise you guys, cross my heart, I will start doing the Minecraft content. Again, it's just there's only so much you can do with the demo and the time limit that you've got. So yeah, this hasn't been a particularly good match for us. We've been, granted we are away from home, but still it's not good enough for us, and it shows that we still need to do a lot of work on the team to get it to the standard that I know it can be at. That's the end of the match. Finished 1-0 to them. The best player in the game was Iturra. I believe that's how it's pronounced, Manuel Iturra, for Granada. I kind of, maybe it was not just because it's on Legendary, but maybe it was just because I kind of underestimated them. Next match, we got a big game against Bayern Leverkusen. Danny Ings, they want 500 grand, but you know what? I'm gonna stop the sim here. I got one day before the next game, the next friendly against Leverkusen, and that's interesting. And so yeah, Abate, that deal looks like it's not gonna happen, but yeah, anyway, I've said but yeah a lot. So yeah, so like, subscribe, tell your friends about this, and together as a community, hopefully you guys in the Nzantos crew can help this channel to grow. Thanks for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you guys again next episode. Stay cool.